Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to chat with you about what actually is a cozy business, because I think it's like a new sort of trending phrase for business and I like it, but also I think that it has some kind of connotations that aren't quite right. So let's talk about it. I have another Epcot mug today. This is my other favorite one because I just love Epcot so much. And this is the 50th anniversary or 50th celebration of Disney World being open, which is technically just Magic Kingdom at the 50 years, but still, it's a very fun little collection of mugs. Yeah, in case you didn't know, this is going to be Sunday Besties, chat business, and also talk about my mug collection. So I think that some people think cozy business means just lighting a candle and letting the magic happen, and I wish it was that easy, but it's not. I like to think of cozy as more of a strategy than like a descriptor. The business is cozy. I use a lot of candles. I actually don't like them with flames anymore. I got a candle warmer, which has just been a game changer because I always got a little nervous having having open flame, especially with the dog. She's good, but you never know. But cozy as a strategy is the reason my business feels lighter. And what I mean by that is I don't feel like I'm hustling as hard, if that makes sense. I think when I started my business 9 years ago, hustle was the thing. Like if you weren't posting in all the Facebook groups and tweeting all the time, is it called Xing all the time now? I don't even know. If you weren't sending out emails like all the time, and I mean emails are still important, don't get me wrong, but it was just like you needed to be doing all the things all the time or you weren't ever going to get anywhere and nobody took you seriously. Like I need to find you on all of the platforms or you're not actually doing what you're supposed to be. You're not actually doing this business thing, right? I did not like that, and I have a mentor who is actually one of my clients now. We've worked together for a long time in both respects, like her teaching me and me helping her. But I remember being in her group coaching program many years ago, I guess like 2018-ish. And back then, one of the things was posting in Facebook groups. Join on these free entrepreneur groups, post in there to make people like you and trust you, and then they'll hunt you down and buy from you. Girl, please. That is not how that worked. You would go into somebody else's Facebook group, write these long, thought out posts that took ages, and hope that somebody would read it. But basically you would end up with 1 or 2 likes at best, and trust me, nobody hunted you down to work with you later. And then they would have like days, because most of the time you couldn't promote anything, right? You just had to drop wisdom drops in there, you know, and hope that somebody was like, oh yeah, that's smart, I'm gonna go hire her. It's not really how it worked though, because everybody was in there for the same thing. Nobody was looking to actually really work with anybody. Everybody was just looking for clients. So it was just everybody doing the same thing. And then like once a week or so, the groups would have a post or a day where you could promote yourself. You could promote a freebie, you could promote a paid offer. The number of comments those posts got, like you were just lost in a sea. You were lost in a sea. And if occasionally somebody posted that they were looking for some support that you could help with, you know, that comment section was a race to the bottom. You know, you couldn't compete with somebody who was offering the same thing that you did for $5 an hour and you charge $45. Like it just wasn't a way to really grow a business. And I remember, like I tried it, but I remember very sternly being against it when I was in her group coaching program, and it's just kind of funny now because I mean it's what everybody was teaching, so you know that's fine, but now nobody wants a part of it. But back then that was the thing, and so I think that really led to this kind of like hustle, like you've got to always be posting, you've got to always be doing this and this and this to get clients, and I've never really been a part of that. I think if I'm being honest, I think it slowed my business growth because I didn't really know, because that's what everybody was doing. I didn't really see another way to grow my business. So for a while, I just kind of did it. I'd had a handful of clients that I had my client that we started working together in late, I think 2019. And we still work together. I've had projects off and on since then. I've worked for Kit. I still do on the migrations team, like things like that to keep things going, and I stay in the space, but I never really had like a really solid client roster or list of people waiting to work with me as some people used to sell, and so I just kind of let things be like that for a while, because as much as I want to make $10,000 months, the dream, right? The dream everybody's reaching for. As much as I want that, I wasn't willing to sacrifice, I guess, what I had to do to get it. And I'm not saying that in a way of I'm not willing to do the work. I'm willing to do the work, but I'm not willing to do work that doesn't feel in alignment with what I want my business to be. I'm not going to go post in Facebook groups randomly and just hope that somebody finds me. I'm not going to do Instagram because that just I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't feel like you actually get, I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm saying for the kind of work that I do and that kind of thing, I don't really think Instagram is where it's going to be. I prefer SEO. I prefer doing YouTube because I can just share this stuff with you long form, like we're having a little chat right now, and you can decide to work with me or not. I can talk to you and grow a community that way. Can't really explain why, but that just feels much more in alignment for me than trying to write out Instagram posts and take a lot of photos and plan out reels that need to trend and all of this stuff that you have to do to keep up with like Instagram and TikTok and those things. And that's just not really what I enjoy spending my time on. Anyway, I used to think that everything had to feel really hard in order to feel legit. And to me, that hard was trying to keep up with social media. Really, that was really the biggest part of it. I like doing the work. I like teaching the things. At this moment in time, I don't feel like I'll ever get into like a big course or anything or having like a big course, but I like showing people how to use the different tech tools that are out there for their business and that kind of thing. I'm like, that's what I like doing, but now instead of doing it from a place of I have to do it like this because this is how everybody else is doing it, I'm doing it from a place of this is how I want to do it, and this feels good to me, and people will find, like, this will reach the people that need it, kind of a place instead. And that feels a lot better to me. So instead of focusing on Instagram and TikTok and all of that kind of stuff, I'm doing YouTube, and like that's my number one. I'm sending emails to my list, and I'm dabbling in Threads. I haven't quite got the hang of that one yet, but it's just that's kind of the only social media that I want to do because I like that it's short thoughts. I can put a photo with it if I want to, but I don't have to, like we do with Instagram. I'm not much on doing dancy, trendy videos, so that pretty much takes out TikTok and Reels and that kind of thing. So anyways, I'm doing it in a way that of the content that I like creating instead of the content that everybody says is the way that you have to create things, is the way that you have to create things to get well known. I'm not looking to be famous. I'm just looking to support online business owners with their business. That's what I want to do. So if whatever project I'm working on, if whatever comes up doesn't feel cozy and sustainable, and I just use cozy as in it doesn't feel good, right? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel sustainable. It doesn't feel like something I want to do. It's something that I want to keep putting off. Then, we're just not going to do it. We're just not going to do it. I have to say, like, YouTube videos aren't easy. Okay, they're not. They're not easy. They take time to record and then you have to edit them. They need to be relatively polished. I'm doing the bare minimum on these videos right now, and that's not to say like I'm always going to just do the bare minimum, but it's what I have capacity for. I don't have an editor or anything, so I basically record in one shot and then cut out the dead space and the things that I messed up on saying and post the video. There's not a lot of flashy things because I just don't have the time right now to focus on making the video splashy. And I want, so maybe that takes away from retention a little bit, but I want them to come across really simple and really authentic and really like she just sat down in front of her camera and decided to show us how to do this, that kind of thing, because that's really what it is. That's really what I want it to be. So that was a whole lot of backstory that maybe wasn't necessary, who knows, to say that my cozy business strategy is just about making smart choices so that future me doesn't want to trash my laptop later. And that really just looks like, so cozy is not necessarily about aesthetics. I love a good cozy sweatshirt, so my Sunday Besties videos will probably always feature a sweatshirt, even in August in Oklahoma. I have the air down, it's fine. It's really about intention and simplicity and organizing your business so that it supports your life and not the other way around. Cozy is finding your files in 30 seconds or less, not spending 20 minutes scavenger hunting through your Google Drive looking for it. Before adding anything new, I ask myself 3 questions. Does this make my business feel simpler? Will future me thank me for this? And can I make it repeatable? And this could look like choosing to focus on one product instead of trying to juggle 5, or pre-scheduling my videos so that I am not editing at midnight the day before I leave for Disney. It's making those little things and choices that make the business feel easier. The same things are getting done, but in a way that doesn't feel super overwhelming. Because when things feel lighter, you actually want to do them. It's very easy, especially for me. Like, I've had the worst time being consistent with content over the years. I'm not even going to lie about that. It's the truth. You can look back at my YouTube channel or my blog and find huge gaps in the dates of where I was posting content consistently for a few months maybe, and then vanished for several months. And it really boils down to that none of it felt, I want to say the word easy, but none of it's easy. But it is all simple, right? But none of it felt easy. Like, I never felt like I was in a flow for any of it. And let's be real, you're not going to be in flow for your whole business like all the time. There's going to be points of time where things just feel completely chaotic and there isn't anything you can do about it but move through it. But I didn't have a system or even just like a vision of where I was going with anything in order that helped push me through those times. Because of that, because I was making YouTube videos like the week they needed to be posted, which I still kind of am, but because of that, as soon as I had any kind of hiccup and missed recording day or something, then I got thrown off. And then I didn't have anything on the day that was supposed to be posted. And now I'm behind. So what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very easy to snowball. And so, but now with this like cozy mindset, like, it doesn't feel as demanding to get the videos out. I feel a little bit like I'm more in alignment. So the topics are coming, I'm able to talk about them. I can record 2 videos in a day in, a couple of hours, and then have at least the raw footage stacked up so that I can edit it, whenever I have time, but obviously before it needs to go up. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you get what I'm saying. Like, I am finding it easier to get the content, and then because I'm working on getting ahead, like I mentioned last week, I'm working on getting ahead for my trip. Even if I'm not editing it right away, at least I'm getting it recorded so I have it ready to go. Like, that's what feeling this kind of cozy business feels like to me, because I'm able to do that. So basically, a cozy business equals a sustainable business, which equals more consistent income. And that's ultimately what we're all looking for, right? And finding that kind of magic place where what you need to do and what you want to do align. I'm saying that with like a question mark tone because I think that's coming across the way that I want it to. We know we need to do things like market our business, right? Nobody's going to buy from you if they don't know you exist. But you don't need to do things that you don't want to do to market. I don't need to post in Facebook groups. I don't even think that's really what we're doing these days anyways. But I didn't need to post in Facebook groups in 2018 either. Like, there are other ways to do the things that need to get done. And it's okay for you to find what works for you. It doesn't need to be what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is on TikTok right now, and I don't even have an account on the app. So you can definitely still do these things without doing what the trending thing is. I'm more of a fan of SEO and YouTube and searches versus trying to create a trending dancing video that doesn't actually have anything to do with what I do. The bottom line is really this: your business doesn't earn bonus points for being complicated. And cozy isn't lazy, it's strategic. The easier your business is to run, the more space you have to grow it. So let's make your business cozy together. I will see you next week. Bye.